Everybody, and welcome into Going Public. I am Harry McCullough. We have an old friend checking in this time. He is the chairman, Gordon Dove, the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority. We know it around here as CPRA. So, man, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
You're still spending some time in Houma. I know you got an office in Baton Rouge.
We've got one in Baton Rouge, I've got one in Thibodeau. Mm-hmm. And we have the new Coastal Center going up in Thibodeau that we should be moving in a couple of months.
So
it's 40,000 square feet. It cost $21 million, and of course it was it belongs to it's a state, but it's
sure.
Nichols State University.
Nichols, yes. Which went fast, as far as government programs work.
Yes,
to have that building, you shocked me when you said it's to be ready in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's about a couple of months.
Couple of months, but yeah.
And they should have been by the end of April, but it'd be probably the middle of May.
Yeah,
it's getting close.
Yeah, that's good, and what an asset for our community, and to have your office engage with Nichols and to have all that in one roof, it's good. Communications is easier nowadays, I guess, with text messages and, well, not so much text messages. That's not a joke on what's going on in Washington. Yeah. But being able to email and do all that, but to have it on campus where if you need to go talk to somebody, with the coastal protection, you can go talk to them.
Well, we're going to have 5,000 square foot offices for the CPRA board, which is called GOCA, which I'm chairman of the GOCA board, which is Governor's Office of the Governor's Office. I'm on the cabinet, and it's the Governor's Office of Coastal Activity, and then CPRA will be in there, which we have 100% oversight over, which is Glenn Leday is the executive director, and he's from Thibodeau.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. That's great that we can have that where we can touch it, because where we're about to look at is something you're very familiar with. Yeah. You've been working on these projects for a long time, right. But obviously this is from a statewide level as well. So you want to take us through these?
Yeah. Well, what we do is right now we for months. We've went to different areas. We've gotten with parish presidents, levee boards, actually Port of Fouchon on segmented breakwater rocks, and we put together what they call an annual plan, and it's a 3-year outlook on projects, and it funds the engineering and on construction, and so we're moving forward with that on April 15th. At the CPRA board meeting, which is a GOCA board meeting, we're going to go ahead and vote on it. And once we vote on it, it goes to the House, Senate, and the House Natural Resources and Transportation Committee, and the Senate Natural Resources Transportation Committee, then to the full floor of the House and the Senate, then to the governor.
Yeah. Now look, that doesn't sound, you're talking about rocks and that doesn't sound controversial. But we haven't always had pro-rock.
There's a lot of organizations against segmented breakwater rocks. I can't tell you why. They work. They haven't been big proponents of it. So
we'll see some pictures on here.
And I agree.
Show you.
And I disagree 100% with them. Rocks work. They use them in every state, every coastline. Right. You put it to the application, they fit best.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see some pictures of that in the slides.
First one was Mogan. And the reason I'm showing this, Tony Alford and Angela Hidalgo, mm-hmm. and of course Reggie Dupre's retired, and this is the model for the United States on what local government and the state can do. Now the Corps just started doing work in here, Reach Hay and Humboldt Canal Floodgate, and we have $468 million that the Corps has received thanks to our congressional delegation. And we want to thank them. And we're funding this every year. We fund it through CPRA, capital outlay, surplus, and we fund all these projects. But Moganza is one of the main ones, and we are funding it again this year. And of course, as you know, Tony Alford and them are lifting all the levees up to 15 feet, and they've got a lot of them done. After Ida, we realized we needed to go higher.
It costs a lot of money, but they've saved a lot of money.
Oh.
This is now giving you money back to the community. 1 point something billion it saved just from Francine alone.
Yeah, right, and then if the Corps would have built this to this magnitude, the Corps would have been $4 billion.
Right.
We built everything we got with the construction of the Houma lock, the Houma navigational lock, about 1.3 billion so far.
Yeah, so we're saving money.
We saving money, plus the money we save from houses don't flood anymore.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
You know, and then next one is just
We're looking at Timberlake East.
it's just our typical islands. You know, of course, East Timberlake Island is over in Lafourche, but it protects Terrebonne as well. And, you know, these are a string of islands. This is a big goal of myself and CPRA and the governor, you know, and Governor Jeff Landry. He is big on Barrier Islands there. We're doing Marsh Island. We're doing Chandelier Island. And we're actually rocking Grand Isle and Fouchon. So we, just to show you, Raccoon Island's it's been a success story. That's 2020. Remember, we had Barry in 2019, so you can see it washed away some of the sand. And in 22, you can see where it starts building back up with the segmented breakwater rocks. Then look at 23. Look, I mean, it rebuilds itself.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to put this?
Right.
It replenishes itself off of Mother Nature.
Right.
And then you can see there's another area of 23, the next one. And I mean, it's worked. And look, even to the right where it's not as thick, you can walk out to the rocks.
Coming from the back, yeah.
I mean, and then it's built out the west end of the island. So I'm a big proponent on rocks because of this example in Grand Isle.
All you have to do is go out to Grand Isle or look at these pictures.
And let me show you Whiskey Island. This is when we finished it in 2017, 118 million. Go to the next slide. 2019, no rocks.
Right.
Look how much you lost.
Yep.
Go back to 2017. Look here. Now go to the next slide. That's how much you lost.
Yeah.
After Barry. Okay. I mean, it's obviously it works, and they've got a few more pictures of Whiskey Island. We are trying to put segmented breakwater rocks on Whiskey Island.
Yeah. Now we'll do it through most of the area. So a good spot to break here. We'll be right back with Gordon Dove.
A new company with a lot of history. GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
Sea Level Construction is a heavy civil contractor that provides turnkey services for the industrial and marine industries. From building large-scale infrastructure to installing the foundation for expansion projects, Sea Level and its family of companies offer a wide range of capabilities including driven piles, drill deep foundations, structural fabrication, structural concrete, marine construction, barge maintenance and repair, site work development, heavy equipment repair services, and electrical services. Call Sea Level Construction to set the foundations for your next big project.
Located at 5004 Imperial Drive in Houma, April and Iris is a must-see for those looking for exquisite home decor and gifts. Owned by April Boudreau, along with her talented design team, there is no lack of detail to enhance your shopping experience. April and Iris has all your decor needs.
Come in today and let us help you complete your design vision. It's what we do.
April and Iris, Homa's newest home interior and gift store, where decor and inspiration meet and fulfill all your design needs.
Welcome back to Going Public. Harry McCullough. We're with Gordon Dove of the CPRA, the Coastal Protection Authority, the chairman here. So we're going to pick up back with Whiskey Island and start in 2023.
Yeah, and this Whiskey Island, there's another arrow. You can see the sand that was lost without the segmented breakwater rocks. So we have to put the rocks on there one day. And then the next one is Trinity Island. Trinity Island, that was done back when I was parish president. And it was we put about 4 million cubic yards on Trinity. It wasn't as much as we needed, but it's all the money we could find. So that was done, during my administration by CPRA. And then right now, in the annual plan is to rebuild Wine Island. This is Wine Island. As you can see, there's not much there. It's underwater.
6 years ago.
This should have been built. It needs to be built. We actually, under engineering and design, if you keep going with the slides, it shows there's really nothing there. And that's right on the western side of the Houma Navigation Canal. And we will visit the passes and try to choke them down as much as possible. And then if you run the East Timley Island, this is East Timley Island in 13 and 2010, 2013, with nothing done to it, because this was actually engineered and if for some reason it was canceled back in 2017, which I'm not very happy about, of course, and because I was the one started the engineering when I was in CPRA back in,
Right.
in 2007 to 2015. And then if you go to East Timley Island, the next slide, you can see it's just about gone. And
We have GPS to find it.
and then that's Timley Island.
Yeah.
That's kind of got mixed up in there. But if you go to the next one, that's Timley Island. You can see where we did that work on Timley Island.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all left to East Timley Island. You see that platform? Timley Island used to be on the south side of it.
Right.
Hurricane Ida moved it back there because it wasn't rebuilt. It wasn't rocked. So, and the next one is just some more pictures of it. East Timley Island. And this is just some more Raccoon Island. You can see how it's coming out to the west. And just very successful story. Look how much it's built that island out with Mother Nature. And the next 2 or 3 slides is just more Raccoon Island. If we just go to the end of those, keep going. This was actually a video, is why it's got. You can see there. I mean, it's just such a success story. And if we go down to Grand Isle now. We can see Grand Isle. This is after Hurricane Ida. Look how it tore the beaches up, tore the camps up, knocked down the levees. No rocks were there. We hope the core. We did the engineering and we moved quick on East Timley. On Grand Isle. Mayor Cormandell's been there every step of the way. I want to thank Mayor Cormandell and Colonel Jones. And we're going to, if you go to the next one, these rocks will put. This is after Ida.
Right.
Look how it works.
Yeah.
That's a little section that was done before Ida, and it was. But then you saw where they didn't have the rocks right at the end of this, on the east end of this. So if you go to the next one, it's just pictures of Grand Isle. This is Grand Isle with the camps. Look at the beaches, how well they held up. Now they took a beating for Ida now,
sure.
but look. This is that's in 2021, right after Hurricane Ida.
Well, you can see there's no roof on
Now,
that.
it ate up a little bit of the beach now, but it's was really successful. And then keep going and some more Grand Isle. A lot of pictures, and then if we could, that's just showing some close-ups how the rocks really working. And this is Grand Isle present day. You can see how the beach is sustained,
Oh, yeah.
And of course we had Francine doing that part. And then if you go to the next one is and I'm kind of rushing because I know we got a lot of, we got the Bubba Dove floodgate here. And if you go to the next one, that is the HNC lock, which is under construction.
Underway right now.
Tony Alford and Angela and, all handling that. It's under construction. And here's some construction pictures is the next one. This is a $350 million project. It's funded by Restore Act funds, which is the BP oil spill. And CPRA is funding this to the levee board, for the levee board, and for Terrebonne Parish.
Yeah, and this is underway now and should be done in a couple of years.
Couple of years.
Yeah.
And we will go and come with a lock system, and the bubble dub will remain there. That way, if you got a larger tote in, the chamber's 110 feet. So if you got a larger tote in, let's say 85 feet, they'll just open this gate, or it may be open, depending on the water flow, and you can get up to a 200-foot vessel in and out of there, so we don't hurt commerce. And the next two pictures are some, as we do these jobs, we have to mitigate for them, because the levee board did a wonderful job of mitigating and saving millions and millions of dollars by mitigating it themselves.
MCA is the mitigation.
It's a mitigation. Here's another one. You see, they build a dike around it, and they pump from the Houma Nav into there. And then the next one is the operation. That's where the operation center is going to be.
That's going to be a big one.
Yeah, and then that's a lot of parking too, and then there's going to be a big building and aerial lookout at the next one. And
yeah, and so let's take one more break here, but it's really going to freshen up the water around Houma as well when we get that locked.
It won't allow the salt water in. It's an environmental structure.
Right, and we get our drinking water.
And that's the way we sold it, to restore it for environmental structures and all. Yeah. And that's part of the BP fine money. So it didn't cost the people of Terrebonne Parish anything.
Absolutely. All right, we'll be right back. More Going Public right after this.
In South Louisiana, storms are a way of life. Every storm poses a different threat, whether from flooding or hurricane-force winds. At All South Consulting Engineers, we help protect our people from these disasters. Before a storm, we work with our leaders to prevent catastrophic damage. After the storm, we help get the resources needed for rebuilding. We have helped our cities, parishes, and school boards recover over $2 billion to rebuild our community. We'll be here for the next one.
Located at 5004 Imperial Drive in Houma, April and Iris is a must-see for those looking for exquisite home decor and gifts. Owned by April Boudreau, along with her talented design team, there is no lack of detail to enhance your shopping experience. April and Iris has all your decor needs.
Come in today and let us help you complete your design vision. It's what we do.
April and Iris, Houma's newest home interior and gift store, where decor and inspiration meet and fulfill all your design needs.
Sea Level Construction is a heavy civil contractor that provides turnkey services for the industrial and marine industries. From building large-scale infrastructure to installing the foundation for expansion projects, Sea Level and its family of companies offer a wide range of capabilities, including driven piles, drill deep foundations, structural fabrication, structural concrete, marine construction, barge maintenance and repair, site work development, heavy equipment repair services, and electrical services. Call Sea Level Construction to set the foundations for your next big project.
Terrebonne Parish School District is now hiring bus drivers. A valid CDL is required. If you don't have a CDL, we have paid training available. You must be able to pass a medical health exam and a drug test. Our salary range is very competitive with similar jobs starting at $26 per hour. Benefits include free health insurance and retirement. Contact the TPSD Transportation Office at 876-7400 or apply online at www.tpsd.org.
A new company with a lot of history, GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Welcome back to Going Public. Harry McCullough here with not Mr. President, but Mr. Chairman Gordon Dove of the CPRA. So take us through some of the other reaches that we've been looking at.
Okay, the next slide is going to be Reach A, which is being done by the Corps and Terrebonne Parish Levee District. This is from Mormon Ridge to the north towards the intercoastal. It stops about 3 miles from the intercoastal. And this is right to the back of the woods and all, in the marsh of the people that live along by the lodge.
That makes a big difference.
This is looking towards the northeast right here, and this is right through through the heartland, swamp, marshes, wooded area. And the Corps, this is one of Corps, this and Houma was the Corps' first two projects. After we pushing them for 20 years, they finally coming around, and we good to go with them. And of course, Tony Alford and them are tying into this levee from what they call Momon Ridge.
Right.
And then, as you know, we you can see that's going towards the Intercoastal Canal. And it's going to end up at the Intercoastal, and there's going to be a floodgate in there, which I'll show you in a minute. And of course, pump stations. We have, when I was parish president, we added 30 pump stations. This is the one we're working with the parish government on Bar Black Pump Station, and the money's there. It's all grant money, and we try to move it forward, and we're working with them.
Because that's always important. We saw how you got to move water around, depending on where a storm or where a flood comes from.
Right, and we're trying to move that project forward, working with the administration here. And then this is Grand Caillou. This is one that we're going to build. This is going to take some time. This is 6,000 CFS. One day you're going to get a 25, 30-inch rain, and it would be nice to have this pump station. But if you don't start now, you're never going to build it. It's about a $120 million pump station. Right. So we're actually, we're working on that. And Bayou Chene was built for $90 million. And it's right in the middle of there is Terrebonne and St. Mary, and it's to stop the backwater flooding of the Chaffalaya and the Terrebonne.
Oh, completely changed life over there with that barge,
big time.
Right? The barge changed it to have that floodgate's going to be much better improvement.
Yes, and the ICWW East floodgate, the Corps is designing. And we have monies, not enough monies to build them, but we got enough money to start them. You got one on the east, on the other side of Lafourche Parish, on the Lafourche Parish line. And you have the ICWW West, which is by Minas Canal, right to the east of Minas Canal. These are 250-foot gates. And this will be, so during a hurricane, you're going to close the gates and block off Terrebonne and Lafourche together. And that other one is actually not on a line, but it's on the levee line of Lafourche on the east side. Right. These are about $650 million together, about $325 million each. And this is going to be funded by the Corps of Engineers through the federal government. Now, this is one we're starting. We're going back to the engineering. Years ago, it was done in the Chaffalaya River long-distance sediment pipeline. The only way you're going to get sediment into eastern Terrebonne, you have to pump it through a pipeline. And then if you look at the next one, next slide, we would start from the east. And as you see, as we progress with the pipeline, we would pump it on the way. We would pump it in Rackersea, Fago Canal area, then Lake Tombeau area. And that way you're pumping as soon as you lay in a pipeline. Right. And a pipeline is actually a 32-inch line, and it goes underneath the Houma Navigation Canal. So it's really, if you look at the other one, these are the two borrow sources off the Chaffalaya. So we're pumping sediment through. You cannot put that Mississippi Chaffalaya, a lot of water there with a 32-inch pipeline. Right. So, and then if you look at it, look, your estimated volume, your estimated infill on both of these cuts are 8.8 million cubic yards. That replenishes every year. Right. So you never run out of sediment into Terrebonne Parish. And the next one is the pipeline. You show you the pipeline, and then of course you can see the red where you would dump all the way back to the eastern side of Terrebonne. Actually, we're actually going to go all the way into Lafourche Parish. Right. So we are extending this pipeline. You got to take care of Lafourche too while we're doing it. Absolutely. And this is Reach L, which is in Terrebonne, the next one. And we did K and L, and of course there's a floodgate in there. And then Archie Chesso and Lafourche Parish government through the CPRA are building a freshwater introduction pump station on Grand Bayou in Lafourche Parish, but that will help the Terrebonne and Lafourche to put fresh water back there.
Yeah, and that's great to see that you're moving that sediment around, because if you look at a map, you can see the chicken feet that are at the bottom of St. Mary Parish.
Yeah.
Growing land there. It's one of the few places in the world that's growing land right
That
now.
in the mouth of the river.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But remember, with the Mississippi River comes the contaminated water of the Mississippi
true.
River.
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer in get the sediment, and we'll take a little water, but not too much.
Right.
Like Maurepas, which we did, the Maurepas diversion is only 2,000 CFS, and it's going to operate at 720, but no time in the Pontchartrain Basin where you have over 5% Mississippi River water in there.
Yeah.
Remember, the Mississippi River water is not just fresh water, it's contaminated fresh water, so we want to be careful with it.
Yeah, and we've seen that when we've had to open up the Morganzas and those kind of stuff.
And with the Bonacari spillway, look what it did to Pontchartrain and in
Turns
Mississippi
bright
and
green.
all.
Yeah, so-
Killed a lot of fish.
Yeah, a lot of dolphins. So, man, we appreciate the update, and thanks so much for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I hope I wasn't going too fast, but I know I'm watching the clock. So, and look, thank y'all for having me, and we try to keep everyone. But everything here is in the annual plan, and it is in the master plan for the state of Louisiana of the annual plan, which we're fixing to vote on with CPRA.
All right. Well,
Coastal
Gordon
Protection
Dove,
Restoration Authority.
thank you so much for joining us on Going Public. I'm Harry McCullough. See you next time.